everyone, and welcome back. I'm Tanya with Imagination Arts, and in this video tutorial today I will be going over the background of the side of this surreal butterfly and bee piece. I will be going over the background for the dandelion and as well as doing the dandelion in this tutorial. I will be showing you the colors and the techniques that I used for the background as well as the dandelion and how I got the effect that I did on the background behind the dandelion. And so with that, let's get to this tutorial. Okay, and so in this video I will have all of my materials and the pencils and things that I used listed in the description of the video below if you want to know what all was used in this video. And so with that, let's get to this tutorial. First, what I'm doing is crisping up my edges, and then I took my burnt ochre and I began to lay down a layer of burnt ochre onto the area that I want to apply it to. And as you can see, I'm just being very extremely messy, very extremely wide and putting it on there, just trying to get color on the page, get the area colored, get it covered, and then blending it and then just wanting to make sure I'm getting lots of pigment on that paper. And then I switched over to the Smalt Blue and to put some light blue down on there, to put some more coloring, some variation of color in here, and then also putting in some crimson patches in there. And then I blended that out and let it dry. As you can see the variations of color in there. And now I've switched over to the Dyck Brown to darken it. It's a darker brown. And I'm using a piece of tracing paper laying over the other half of the image to cover it, to keep from getting the other colors onto that side of the page, as well as when I blend out, to keep it from blending onto that page, the rest of the image. And so then what I do is I just continue to lay down some of this darker brown, just kind of boost the contrast, boost the color. And then I will switch over to a Cobalt Blue and put some patches of Cobalt Blue down after that. And actually what I'm doing here is instead I'm just blending that out with a 1/2-inch stencil brush. And I don't recommend using these stencil brushes for blending. I thought it would be good because it was round, had lots of bristles, but the bristles are very stiff. It holds a lot of water, and so it just saturates the page, and you can see where it's basically just brushing off a layer of the paper. Then I allowed that to dry, and now I'm going to switch over to my Cobalt Blue and put some darker blue in there again, bringing back in some more of those different colors, adding some more contrast, some different variations in the coloring, and just bringing that in there. And then I'm going to switch over to the crimson again that I used before, add some patches of that in there again, and then I will blend that out again and let that dry. And just continuing to just make sure that you're getting good pigment onto the paper, otherwise it's not going to blend, and it's not going to look as smooth. You want to make sure that you have a lot of pigment on the paper. Again, now I'm going to just take that brush and blend that out again. And again, I don't recommend using these. I really recommend instead using maybe a Taklon round bristle brush instead, or maybe a hog hair round brush, as they're not as stiff, they don't hold a lot of water, and they will not remove paper or any pigment. Now what I'm doing here is I'm using it to splatter water onto the area and then letting it sit and dry to give it a splatter effect. And as it dries, it will darken around the edges of the water splatters, creating this pattern in the colors, and you can already see it begin to form where the water droplets have hit. You can see little circles appearing, little different scatter patterns throughout the section. Then I'll take a paper towel and dab that, and then take my hair dryer and dry it. Now again, crispening up that edge again, and then I'll take a smaller brush, just kind of blend that out. Take my brush, but use my ruler to keep that from going in on the other side, and then kind of blend that out again. As you see, again, that brush just removing paper. So I don't recommend that. You can see the streaks in there from where it's removed layers of paper. Okay, and now you can see it's darkened up the image. You can see the other colors come through and the pattern. Now I've switched over to my green olive and my brown and my white, as well as a little bit of black, to put in this dandelion. And then what I'll do is I'll use my water pen instead to go in and blend this out, and then use my hair dryer to dry it, and then go back in again with brightening up some of those highlights, bringing in some more of those little tufts of white to bring it back in. And then that will be the finished portion of this background and this dandelion. And I hope you really get something out of this this video tutorial, and picked up some things, learned some things with me. Hey, wait, don't go yet. I still have more to tell you. First of all, make sure that you click on that like button so that I'll know that you like this video and that you want to see more. Also, click on that subscribe button if you haven't already done it, to make sure that you know when I have upcoming videos and to keep up with all my future videos coming up. Also, be sure and click on that little bell so that you'll get your notifications when I have a new video up. Also, I have new videos coming up. I have a new video out every Thursday around 3 p.m. and we'll be working on more content in the future. So thank you for watching, and hope to see you around.